What the heck are you?
Hmm? Oh, I'm, Captain Sparkles.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the Captain Sparkles get up, but
Otherwise known as Usher.
oh,
He's an Usher skin.
oh, oh yeah, game over.
So I'm Captain Sparkles as Usher.
Captain Usher.
The username.
Captain. Okay, well, everything's a mess right now, so I'm doing stuff.
What a mess! It's a disgrace.
And there goes the call again. Stupid call. We're a robot again. What did you do?
There we
Stupid
go.
call. Maybe we should, like, try Humble or something. What the hell's with Skype?
Sounds fine to me.
It's so weird.
Okay, recording.
Okay.
Hey everyone!
Hey. I'm curious in my floating wiring. Oop, did somebody just... Damn it, Parker.
What? I saw people up here.
Oh, okay. We were gonna record something here, because Skype is screwed up for me. I don't know.
Oh, well, if you're going to record things, I'll go away again.
Go away. Hey, they're like, nobody's ever on here.
Don't make us feel guilty, man. God.
I saw people up here. I was like, oh, I wonder what they're doing.
We're just redstoning.
Redstone and...
Anything fun?
Redstoning and YouTubing.
I was thinking about rebuilding AutoRef out of Redstone now, because with the new command block commands, you can do that.
Really? The whole thing?
Almost all of it. You can do wind detection, team selections, which you've been able to do for a while. You can actually track wool places.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of got scared away from contributing to it.
Oh, help, please. It needs to be better. Author knows it needs to be better. There's currently a server crashing bug with AutoRef.
Honestly,
What?
like I would, you know, you're better off depending on Sport Bucket than on Craft Bucket.
Yeah, but there's no Sport Bucket 172 builds.
Well, as soon as it's possible for there to be one, there will be one.
Um,
The thing is, he's got this multi-protocol thing now, so he can kind of have 1.7 clients connect to 1.6.
Spigot.
Parker could stick around
Parker.
and listen.
What?
Anyway.
I was just sitting here now. I mean, I want to know what you guys are doing in Redstone. I like Redstone.
Down is neat.
I like Redstone.
Well, you should join us then, I guess.
Might as
What
well.
am I joining?
Yeah, might as
What
well.
am I joining?
You could be
What
the
am I
dummy
joining?
that doesn't understand anything we're talking about. That'll work.
Oof off.
No,
I
you probably
tend to understand. I tend to understand what's going on. I just don't care.
Okay. Alright, let me...
What are we working on? Ooh.
I'm planting a garden. The redstone area needed garden.
What's the most Redstone related thing you want? Vegetables?
Oh,
I actually got it. I got to watch it.
yes.
Why are you planting all of these?
I don't know, because you guys were talking.
Oh, okay.
Nice cape, by the way.
I know, you too.
Yeah, thank you. Nice.
Too bad last couldn't go.
Yeah, too bad. None of the Canadians went. Canadians don't leave their country.
None of the Canadians.
The Canadians. Last Sparkle's name. Captain username. Captain Sparkle's name. Sparkle's name. Sparkle's last Sparkles.
So what are we doing?
Well, I was gonna ask last questions. He was gonna explain some things.
Oh, okay.
But he is, quiet now? Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Basically, welcome all. This is Last Sparkle's name. And,
Hold on. Okay, now I'm recording.
oh, okay. That works. Welcome all!
Welcome.
To Messy, Messed Up Rampart in my new garden. This is Last Sparkle's name. And this is Parker, who jumped in and is spying on us here. I don't know. He's creepy. Hello?
Oh, are you recording?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
That was the point. We're recording
Oh,
here.
okay. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Alright.
Serious business.
Oh yeah. I have a couple of things. I wanted you to... You've been, like, fiddling with comparator clocks and stuff.
I'm
And
done with
what
comparator clocks.
Huh?
I'm
You're
done with comparator clocks.
Okay, explain why.
Because I have set block clocks now.
Okay.
Oh,
Those are much, much better.
You must build one.
Set block clock?
good. I need one of these.
Very, very simple.
Okay.
Set block clock is... Well, there's a couple different ones. It's the simple one that has 4 sides that you can place other command blocks on. Just like this. So the bottom one's going to be set block. One above it to air. Yeah. And top one's going to be set block one below to redstone block. And then you put a redstone block in it and get ready for some console spam. There you go, set block clock. So
No console
you have...
spam.
Really?
Oh, go! I don't have spam in text, but there's probably console spam.
Yeah, there's going to be about 20 console lines per second per command block clock.
Oh my
Per
god.
set block clock. That's the one flaw with these things. You're going to want to redirect your server output to null. These, but other than that, they're great. So you have 4 sides on this block that you can place command blocks, and they are being activated
Constantly.
20 times a second.
Oh my god. I
Once every
remember
game
seeing
take.
one of these, and that was terrible. I was watching the console, and I thought somebody did something bad.
So Hoodoo has maybe a dozen of these or so at this point. Outputs maybe like 500 lines a second to the console. Nothing I can do about it. But I don't know if you noticed, but I mean, Hoodoo used to have really bad performance problems, at least on my server. And we would play these games in the past, and you can go look at the old Midnight Society videos, and they're like 25, 30-minute games of Hoodoo because the server is literally going in slow motion and the clock is going in slow motion. And for the longest time, I was trying to figure out how to fix that, and I was like tweaking everything and changing everything. And eventually I figured out what the problem was. I'm pretty convinced now it's the redstone dust. So
Constantly updating redstone dust.
yeah, I tried all these different things. I gotta hear him. Yeah.
You could just feel the lag emanating off of it.
Yeah, I thought, like, okay, is it, is it the
Block
comparators?
updates?
Is it this or that? It's not the block updates, not the lighting updates. It's the redstone power propagation. The algorithm that calculates the power going through the redstone wire. Took a look at this algorithm, and it's very, very, very inefficient. It will... it's just tons and tons of redundant updating of adjacent redstone dust.
Oh.
And you can just get like hundreds and hundreds of updates. Like a simple thing like this, changing the state of this wire, will cause like hundreds of updates all around it.
Constant
I think
bugs they had to fix with it. Kept adding more and more code.
Yeah, I think they kept working on that code, and it kind of got mangled over time, and it's not doing what it was originally supposed to do, and they kind of lost track of it. So yeah, I basically went around and got rid of all the redstone dust, and anywhere there was like multiple things hooked up to a clock with dust, I just put multiple clocks there, and there were all these set block clocks. So I got rid of basically all the dust that's on a clock. There's some dust that's on stuff that just fires once. That's no big deal. But yeah, no constant dust changing state. And sure enough, the map is like super fast now, 0 performance problems. Definitely solved the problem. So yeah, that's if your problem is CPU usage of your map on the server, look at redstone dust and get rid of it. I did a little experiment where I had one of these set block clocks, and I just surrounded it with dust, like this. I posted this image to the chat a little while ago, and I just put dust around it. I powered the block. I broke it. Okay, but I just put like 24 pieces of dust in a sort of, like all connected all around it in a circle, and tested the performance of that, and that basically saturated the server running on my PC. Just that one clock, nothing else in the world. And then I made something like 200 of these clocks without any redstone dust around them at all, and ran them, and the server, and that used basically like a trivial amount of CPU power, like a few hundred of them.
Wow.
So a few hundred redstone set block clocks performs much better than a single set block clock hooked up to 24 pieces of redstone dust. So basically, don't run, don't even place a single piece of redstone dust to connect a clock to something that's far away from it. Just build another clock.
So how many times, like a second, is this going off?
20.
Exactly 20. Always 20.
Yep. Yeah, every game tick. It's fastest anything can happen in this game.
That is kind of cool.
It's really neat. And I'm not sure, I haven't investigated, but it might be that it's not even sending any updates to the client. Because at the end of every tick, the block is there, right? That's why it looks like it's always there.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's not sending any packets to the client saying that the block changed.
I think
Which is kind of neat.
Maybe it only sends maybe it can only send like every tick, and every tick the block is,
Send it every tick, but I'm assuming
every
that
redstone tick, the block is there, right? No.
Redstone ticks don't matter.
Okay.
Forget about redstone ticks.
Well, if it's
Age of redstone ticks is over.
Like every game tick, it's sending both of these and doing both of these.
Every game tick, it's deleting the block and placing it back again. Both things in one tick.
Your client doesn't see that because it doesn't.
Because
the block is there
what
every
it does,
tick.
that before it sends any block changes, it'll wait to the end of the tick and do like a comparison and only send the things that have actually changed. And since it's the same as it was at the beginning of the tick, it doesn't consider it a change, and it's smart enough not to send any updates. Right? So from the perspective of the thing that updates the client about blocks changing, it never changes. It only checks at the end of the tick and the beginning of the tick, I guess. Or maybe between ticks. Regardless, though, I would still move them out of view range of players.
Because some players don't have ball on computers.
Well, I don't think it's like the clock itself is not doing anything, but just in general, I would still move all the wiring out of view range. Because you might hook this up to stuff that does update a lot. Like I think if you activate a command block every tick, that might send a tile entity update to the client 20 times a second. I know they do that. Like every time a command block activates, it'll send a thing with the output of the command. Now, except now you can disable that. So maybe that doesn't update the client. New track output or something, some MBT property you can set to disable that.
That was pretty quick.
That filled up that column. That's great. Oh wait, let's just do a torch. Oops. Just put a torch there. Infinite sand stream. Have you been in on Disco's new map? When you leave the starting chunks, like the original spawn area, it takes like 10 seconds to load away from that area. Just because of all the command blocks there.
Yeah, because they basically filled up their connection buffers with stuff.
Yeah.
Gotta catch up. A lot of people just get disconnected when that happens. That's what was happening on Hoodoo when all the wiring was under the spawn platform. Is people were just getting booted off the server and eventually figured out it was because of all the wiring was causing all these updates.
Oh, this is awesome.
But out of view range, it's perfectly fine.
This is useful.
This is fantastic.
Now the thing is, because you don't want to run any wires from this thing.
Oh, you can actually stand up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
because
solid
it's doing
block.
set block.
Oh, it's. Oh yeah, it generates a tile tick.
20 a second, so 20 ticks, one every tick, so it's a solid block.
Yeah,
The block's always there.
when it spawns there, it generates a tile tick that updates the sand after, a game tick, I guess. And then
Yeah, except sand doesn't update instantly. Because if it did, then when you broke a thing under a whole column of sand, like all the sand would fall together, which would be a performance issue.
it's funny seeing it on if you fly up and down on the client, it creates breaks in the sand stream, like different.
It's tearing. It's visual tearing.
Yeah, it's visual messing it up. That's cool.
If you lock in at 60 FPS, you should be able to see them all.
Oh no, I see what he's.
It's a VSync thing.
If I just stand still and look up and down, it does it. Kinda. I don't know. It might look just fine on the recording afterward. We look like crazy. Oh, how did that stand still for a second? I don't know how it did.
Something is slowing it down. The server had a little hiccup, or the network had a hiccup. Probably the network. So these step block clocks, because you don't want to run any wires from them. I mean, you can hook a wire up to it, and it will activate all the blocks.
Constantly be spinning.
Of course, you can't hook up any other component to it, like repeaters or anything, because it's going too fast for any kind of component to react.
Oh, it'll constantly trigger the wire, though?
Yeah, the wire does work. The wire is going on and off.
Huh.
But since that is a significant performance impact, what you probably want to do is put command blocks right next to the redstone block. And so for this particular clock, you get 4 command blocks per clock. But there's another one that gives you 8. And the way you do that is like this. This one, or what order these are in. Set block, -1, and this is redstone torch, and I think the data is 5. So this one, yeah, I think this is the opposite order. The arrow is on top, the torch is on bottom, and then, yeah, that works. So now you got a redstone torch being placed 20 times a second, and you can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 command blocks on it, and they'll all be activated.
What about
something
that's a combination of the two?
What's it doing?
Combination of 2.
Yeah. How about this?
It's another set block clock, but it uses a torch instead of a redstone block.
Oh, I see.
I may have one that'll do.
It's powering
more.
the block above it. You can put 8 command blocks next to it, and it'll power them all. So it's you get twice as many commands out of the same clock as the redstone block version.
It gets better. I just need to copy a command here real quick.
Stealing his command.
Yeah, actually, it's a really convenient way to do some of the work that I do.
I was just going to pulse, though.
You'll see. Well, that's that. But I was trying to switch this block. So this is a redstone torch, and the bottom block is switching.
Yeah, but the torch is not going to react to that.
Oh, because it takes a tick to change, right?
Yeah. Like I say, you can't use any sort of components.
Damn.
With the set block clocks. Everything just has to be connected directly to it.
Okay. I thought I had something.
What if that's really generating 20 sand a second? Might not be because of the tile tick, and it's trying to generate still at a solid block. It might only be doing it 10 a second.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Let me see. What else is there? So, spawn clocks and avoiding lag. Yeah, and then moving things to spawn chunks.
Yes.
Yep, which I'm gonna do for this clump of stuff that's everywhere. Do you have any good, let me think, countdown clocks?
Countdown. like a
Just count it
timer.
up. Yeah, like a timer.
Well, you always want to count. Well, okay, so
I want to set up a timer here. This is kind of the crappy.
what does the timer have to do?
Well, I guess I just have the clock constantly running a test 4 on the command, just checking for a number constantly until it'll keep counting up a number with one of those command block clocks, and then it'll just be also just constantly checking for a number. And once it hits that, it means it's been 5 minutes have passed.
Right, you just want a timer.
Yeah.
I use the timer in Hoodoo. What do I use?
I mean, we could always go onto Hoodoo here too.
I think I use a comparator and repeaters. The trick is what you need. What do you need to hook the clock up to? Depending, because that will change what happens. Like that clock has to be hooked up with a zillion different things.
Only about 10 different things.
Okay.
So
because this is where you want to avoid having the dust, like a lot of dust, right?
Yeah.
So for like 10 things, I mean, it's the standard comparator, repeater.
Something
you're gonna need some
comparator
dust.
goes off and triggers another command block. That should be fine.
Well, I just do like a loop like that. It's 2 seconds. So just go like that. So 1 second clock.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Do these clocks break on like world loadout and save, log out and save?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've stopped them from breaking. It's not an issue in Hoodoo because the clock is not running at the beginning. But if you need one that's always running, even when the map is like,
I'm probably gonna trigger them when the game starts. I'm probably not gonna have any clocks. I'm gonna
I
try
would
not
do it
to have
that
any
way.
clocks. But you said, is there a way? I don't know if there's. You were figuring out like really stable ways. The only stable clock that survives world loadout is the stupid Hopper clock that I know
Yeah,
of.
Hopper clock survives. So if you have something that's not a Hopper clock and you want to keep it alive, you can put a Hopper clock next to it to revive it.
To revive it when the world loads up.
It's the repeaters that tend to freeze. I don't think comparators can freeze. So in this case, you just need to put like hoppers and comparator there, and drop an item in, and then this comparator will just wake up this repeater if it ever freezes. I'll just update it.
So you never really figured out anything else that does survive, just the hoppers.
No. Although, now that you've set block, you don't really need to do this, because you can... What I do with these clocks, because I don't trust these clocks to stay running either. If they miss one update, then they'll freeze.
Yeah.
So, what I do is I did the map initialization circuit, just resets them all. It just uses step block to reset the thing that's pulsing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just does...
I figure when the game starts, just set this to air or something.
Yeah, you set it to air and then set it back to redstone block or torch.
Oh, you've triggered it?
So it's basically like another clock, but it just sets the block here instead of between the two.
Or set it to...
And that will reset no matter what state it's in.
Okay. Cool.
So like... You just copy those commands over. And...
This torch can figure out that it's not sitting on anything anymore.
Yeah, because it figures that out instantly. Where's this positive Z? We go to
Where?
And put like a button on that. So this clock ever freezes somehow, like that, for example, you can just go like that, and it's going again. So the reason this clock works consistently, see, the other problem with redstone dust is it's the only redstone thing that has this kind of random updating order, or it updates its neighbors in random order. All the other redstone components update them in a very predictable order all the time. Be negative x, positive x, negative y, negative z, positive z. And then for the ones that, for like the torch, which powers more blocks above it, there's a predictable order for that as well. But that's why this always works, right? Because the bottom one here always goes first, and then the top one, no matter where you put it.
Yeah.
Whereas redstone dust can update in different orders depending on
So you always got to put
coordinates.
The set air at the bottom?
Yeah, the air always happens first.
Okay. Always have to set air at the bottom. Cool. That's important.
So that's something that I use everywhere on the map that I could not have made Hoodoo without, just knowing being able to activate command blocks in a particular order, all at the same tick.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very useful. And this is the simplest way to do it, is you have, say, a repeater.
If it runs into 3 command blocks.
And then you can put up to 5 command blocks here. And it's going to go negative x, which is this one, positive x, negative y, which is down, positive y, and then the z one, which is negative z in this case. And that's always going to go in order. Negative x, negative y, negative z. No matter where you put that, it'll always update in that order. And if one of them does something to the scoreboard, then the other ones will see that change. So you can do selectors on the thing that the previous one said. And then you can create these whole sequences of events, right? Or sequences of commands. Cool. So like you want to grab a player and then do stuff to them, you basically set an objective on them with like the first command block, do stuff with the other command block, selecting for that objective, and then the last one gets rid of the objective.
Put another one in the middle.
You can always figure it out easily. If you ever forget, just put numbers in them.
Yeah, put random ones in there. See what happens first. Alright. I guess that's about... There's one other little question. You were talking about... There's a lot of sand here. There's one other... I guess I shut that off. Yeah, I miss it already. The Block 36 thing. How do you change what it looks like? Like, you said you changed the hitbox of it by looking at a piston differently?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't really control it as a map maker.
Yeah, but how can you reproduce that? Like right here, how do you? How can we look at a piston and make it change? There's some Block 36 over here that we can look at. I want to see if you can change them.
Well, you can I'll just set block one, so we don't forget where it is. Whoops. Set block 6. So now it's like a full block, and I think...
Come down here and do it.
Nowhere?
I'm down at the lower part of the map down here. There's some Block 36 down here at the base of the map.
Okay, I got one up here.
Really?
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, there's some Block 36 right here.
It's dark here, though. See anything?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm using a potion. There's a night vision potion that doesn't give you particles up here. I can give you if you want.
The particles turned off.
Locate it.
There we go.
Where
are you?
I'll jump down there.
Right, so 36, and we put piston down, and if you look at the piston and then the 36, it should move in some cases somehow. I haven't quite figured out exactly how it works. You might have to look at it like in the middle of its moving. Tricky.
I mean, these are actually cobwebs converted from block 36. Oh, I see. It's actually off to the side slightly. That's really weird.
Yeah.
For me.
Doing it for me. And the thing is, it's not like it's on the client, right? So it's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah.
All going to see the same thing.
I mean,
so it just means that you can't use these reliably to like for what I'm using them for.
For walls and stuff.
Well, it won't affect the physical properties of it, but it'll affect. Like I'm using it to prevent people from interacting with things by putting them right inside it, and that doesn't work because it moves, and then they can move out of the way. So I gotta figure out a different way to do that.
Block someday. This one just prevents water from flowing down infinitely.
Yeah, that'll still work. That's fine.
By the way, I don't know if I revealed this trick. I like it.
Yeah, to move.
These are cobwebs converted to block 36. And it's kind of a... Oh, it created cobblestone out here. Whatever. That's fine. I just kind of did it in a shape like... It's weird the hitbox on it is different now.
Yeah, I'm not even sure like what makes it move. Like I can't get it to move back now even by looking at the piston. I don't understand how it works.
So I created a little valley for all the water to flow along. Like that. And,
yeah, and change the shape too. Like now it's a flat thing. I think you have to look at the piston while it's an entity. Because it's not a 36 right now. Yeah, that must be it. Look at it while it's moving.
Do you have to? I think your cursor needs to be on it too.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I changed it to a flat by looking at the front end of the piston while it was pushing out. Huh. That's strange. That doesn't change this thing though. But that's kind of weird.
That's weird.
I wonder if someday like someone's gonna have like a race for wool trick that requires looking at a piston in a certain way before the match starts.
You gotta know
Exploit
the
the Block
mechanics.
36.
Gotta learn the mechanics of the game to win in this.
Because you can place blocks off it and stuff, so it actually does affect the game.
Not supposed to. It's funny that these are tile entities, and there's a lot of them here. I mean, I put them like 4 deep here. They're not really. I haven't noticed any performance hit from them or anything. There might be. I'm not sure. If you want to try.
If they're not updating, the thing is the server will update tiles once every tick. I think so. It might be that the server is updating every one of these blocks every tick.
Yeah.
Could be a drain on the server.
I heard if you put like a whole ton of chests out, it messes with it. But
yeah. Yeah, I think the way the game works is any tile entity just gets an update every tick, whether it needs it or not. So yeah, the performance is to some extent going to degrade proportional to how many tile entities you have. So yeah, I would.
If I need to remove this or not, or maybe if you want to check.
I would hesitate a little about putting these down here.
I threw them down. I don't know.
Why do you need them though?
That was just to prevent the water thing.
But why not just move it down to Y0?
Well, couple things. We're up in the air, and you get that darkness area level way down there. You also run into
Just set it to super flat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the slimes. You can.
Slimes.
As long as you don't have any slime chunks or swamp biomes, you shouldn't get slimes.
Oh, we did want to put a swamp biome here. That's why I moved it up here. We wanted one.
So you want a swamp biome, but you don't want slimes.
Right. Exactly.
And they won't spawn up high?
No, they won't spawn above, I think it's like 80 or something, in a swamp biome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Look that up, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna have to move that up. So I just put it up, and I put it right above where the clouds are. I know some people can turn on clouds.
Having the map up this high does sort of increase the risk that you have weird lighting
Yeah, I know.
lighting
But
issues.
you pretty much have to tunnel through the entire length of the map to get those.
Well, the thing is, it's not at all clear what can cause them. Like, it's probably not that straightforward. There's probably weird sort of block updates that seemingly have no cause that can cause lighting updates.
I can punch right.
Something like pouring water over the edge. Like, that's, I mean, every time that water moves down, that's going to cause a skylight update for that column. So it's going to be like, blub, 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 lighting update in like every few ticks. So there's that.
Yeah.
And a skylight update at, you know, Y100. And that's going to update for every layer. I think it's something like 50 blocks have to have their light updated.
I wish I could put like a kill floor like down here, just right below the map, a little ways down, and just put like a floor that they'll automatically kill them when they land on it. I haven't been able to think of much besides like lava. That would kind of look terrible.
You could have a command block do that.
Yeah, but I have to have several command blocks do that.
No, just
No?
one.
Just one?
Well, you just want like a
Well, it'd have to be a big...
horizontal plane, and if they go below that, they die.
Yeah, I mean, how can I check a horizontal plane?
You basically you use the the range thing, but you set the maximum range. So and you set it really far away so that it's essentially flat. It's basically a massive sphere, like 46,000. The maximum radius you can do is something like 46,000 meters, and at that distance, like it's pretty much flat in any sort of.
I could put it down below 0?
Yeah, I think so.
Check below 0. Huh.
Or above. Do either way, I think.
Yeah, I'd have to use the flat end of the sphere, which the flat end would have to cover the entire length of the map.
So we go.
I would need to math to do that.
S4 at A. And let's do one of these guys.
God, how are you gonna? God, is that gonna take a lot of tweaking?
Oh.
Well, it's just
timed out.
Hi Parker, bye Parker.
And comparator.
I'll take that as my sign. You guys have fun.
Okay, bye.
And okay, so 45,000. So we're gonna do 40, and 137 is gonna be 863. Yeah. Let's move up a bit.
This is supposed to be doing. Oh, I see. Looking at the comparator.
Yeah, that's basically right at the top of the command block. Yep.
Okay, let's see how much of flatness it goes.
And that's good. I think it's going to be flat for hundreds of meters in all directions.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know it could check an area that low, but I guess I should have thought of that. That makes kind of sense. You know, I thought about the giant sphere thing before, and I thought something stupid probably. That's awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't care about build, like where you can place blocks. It just cares about coordinates.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I might have to do that. Well, I might have to use something for that. I don't know. You can also check. You can also have like a. How about like? No, I guess I can't do that. I'm trying to think of. Can't like constantly. I'm trying to think of like void areas of where people can't do certain things. But I guess it can't like constantly set air to those areas. That would be crazy. Or something. Out of bounds. Interesting. I'll have to mess with that a bit. Alright, well, this recording's gone on a little while. Probably should end it.
Kinda. Let's try to splice that into something coherent.
Cool. Something I need to play with a bit more. I'm gonna end the recording.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
For now. And bye.